Before I get into it, here's why this story matters. Most guys don't get blindsided by one big event. They get worn down by small shifts, a new tone, new rules, new privacy, and a sudden habit of making you feel crazy for asking normal questions. The practical focus here is simple: how to spot the early signals of disrespect, how to stop negotiating for basic honesty, and how to move first, calmly, before you get trapped in someone else's timeline. No speeches, no begging, just clean boundaries, clear logistics, and consequences you can actually live with. Now listen. Lauren slid my coffee onto the kitchen island like she was placing evidence, not a cup. She had that half smile, the one that used to feel like home. Now it looked like a tool. "You're kind of happy," she said, watching my face like it owed her a report. "You're not yourself lately. What's going on?" I took a slow sip. "Let it sit." "You're asking because you care?" I asked. Her smile twitched. "Because I notice things." "Yeah," I said. "So do I. If I'd known where it was headed, I would have cleaned out my side of the closet a month earlier and saved myself the extra conversations." Lauren's eyes flicked to my hands, then to the counter, then back to my face. That new habit, checking for signs, had been building for months. Not in loud ways, not in movie scene ways, in quiet, repeated, consistent ways. Her phone stopped living face up. Notifications started disappearing like magic. She'd be going for a drive to clear my head at the same times on the same days, like it was scheduled. New perfume that didn't show up when we were eating dinner at home, but showed up when she came back from seeing Holly for a quick catch-up. She started doing her hair and makeup for errands that used to involve sweatpants. And if I asked anything basic, "Where you going? What time will you be back?" she'd pull out the same three phrases like laminated cards. "Don't overthink it. I need space." "You're being controlling." "Me? Controlling?" Because I asked what time my wife would be home. I set my cup down. "You want to know what's going on?" She nodded too fast. "Yes. I'm having a good morning," I said. "It's rare around here." Her jaw tightened. "What's that supposed to mean?" "It means I'm not doing the dance today." "What dance?" "The one where you change the rules, and I pretend not to notice." She laughed once, sharp, defensive. "Wow. Okay. So you're doing this now." "I'm answering your question." "You're being weird." I leaned back against the island. "You started being weird months ago." "I'm just catching up." She opened her mouth, closed it, then tried a softer voice. "Babe, I'm stressed. Work has been a lot. I'm tired. You know that." "Sure," I said. And tired people don't usually hide their phone like it's classified. Her eyes flashed. "I don't hide it." "Lauren." I tapped the countertop twice. "You started carrying it into the shower." "That's not." She waved it off. "That's nothing. Nothing doesn't repeat." She exhaled hard like I'd inconvenienced her. "You're making problems." "No," I said. "I'm naming them." "Big difference." She stared at me like she was recalculating something. Then she reached over and touched my forearm. Light, careful. An acting choice. "Can we not do this before work?" she asked, voice suddenly warm. "I made you coffee." "I'm trying." I looked down at her hand on my arm, then back up. "That's the first time you've touched me before 8 a.m. in weeks," I said. "So either you're having a breakthrough, or you're taking inventory." Her hand pulled back like she'd touched a hot pan. "You're impossible lately." I smiled calm. "Good. Impossible men don't get managed." Her phone buzzed. I saw the screen light up before she flipped it over with a casual speed that wasn't casual at all. That's when I knew today wasn't about coffee. Today was about timing. I walked past her, grabbed my keys, and headed for the garage. She followed me to the door. "Nathan." I stopped, turned. "What?" I asked. She hesitated. "Are you mad at me?" I tilted my head. "Mad is loud. I'm just awake." I left her standing there with that half smile gone, replaced by something closer to worry. And when I pulled out of the driveway, I didn't go straight to work. I went to my buddy Cal's shop on the edge of town, the one tucked behind a line of storage units and old pickups, where the air always smelled like oil and honest work. Cal was the kind of guy who didn't ask questions you didn't want to answer. He just watched, listened, and handed you a wrench when you needed one. He looked up from under a hood when I walked in. "You're early." "I'm avoiding my house," I said. He slid out and wiped his hands. "That bad?" "It's organized," I said. "That's what bothers me. It's not chaos. It's a system." Cal nodded like he understood exactly what system meant. He jerked his chin toward a stool. "Sit. Talk. Or don't. Your call." Saturday, I'm going to change a few things today. Cal raised an eyebrow. Like what? Access, I said. My time. My money. My presence. Cal whistled quietly. That sounds like you finally got tired of being a volunteer. I smirked. That's a nice way to put it. He leaned on the workbench. You got proof of anything? Or you just got patterns? Patterns are proof, I said. Not in a courtroom. In a marriage. Cal's mouth twitched. You said the word courtroom. Don't do that. You know I hate paperwork. I held up a hand. I'm not doing paperwork. I'm doing logistics. Cal nodded once, approving. Good. What's step one? Separate accounts, I said. Today? No announcement. Just a change. Cal pointed at me. That's initiative. And, I added, I'm taking my name off anything I don't need to be attached to. Also initiative. I stood up. And I'm not doing our little Friday dinner with her friends this week. Cal grinned. Oh, I'd pay to watch that conversation. You won't have to, I said. I'm not having it. I'm just not going. I left the shop with my plans set and my head clear. No drama. No speeches. Just moves. When I got to work, I did exactly what I said. Lunch break, I went to the bank. A clean split. A new path. A quiet line in the sand. And when I came home that evening, Lauren was in the laundry room with her back to me, moving like she had somewhere else to be. Hey, she called out without turning. You're late. I was handling something, I said. She finally turned, eyes scanning my face like she was reading subtitles. You okay? She asked. I stepped closer, and that's when I saw it on top of the washing machine. A pregnancy test. Positive. Just sitting there like she'd dropped it and forgot. Or like she'd put it there and panicked halfway through the plan. I picked it up between two fingers. Lauren froze, then tried to recover fast. Oh, I looked at her. Calm, almost amused. Her voice came out too light. I was going to tell you. Sure you were, I said. Her eyes got shiny, instantly, like she had a button for it. Nathan, I held the test up. Congratulations. She blinked. You're happy? I am, I said. Because it answers a question. Her brow furrowed. What question? I set the test back down exactly where it was. Neat. Surgical. The question of whether you think I'm stupid, I said. Her face hardened. What are you talking about? I kept my tone even. You're pregnant. Yes, she whispered. And I know I'm not the father, I said. Silence hit the room like a door closing. Lauren's mouth opened. No sound. Then her first card came out. Denial. That's not true. I nodded. There it is. It is true, she insisted, stepping forward. It's yours. I laughed once. Not cruel. Just real. Lauren, don't. She reached for my arm. Nathan, please. Don't do this. I stepped back. Don't do what? Ask questions? Connect dots? Notice you smell like a man's cologne every time you come back from clearing your head? Her eyes flashed. That is not. Save it. I cut in. I don't need a performance. Her voice went higher. I wasn't going to lie to you. I tilted my head. You already did. For months. She shook her head hard. No. I didn't know how to say it. Funny, I said. You've had no trouble telling me I'm controlling. Her chin lifted. Defensive now. Because you have been. I nodded slowly. There it is. Card number 2. Blame. She started crying. Real tears or not, I didn't care. I felt alone, Nathan. You were distant. You were always working. You needed what? I asked. A secret life with my mortgage attached? Her eyes widened. How can you say that? Because I'm looking at a positive test on my washing machine, I said. And you didn't come to me first. You didn't sit me down. You left it out like you were waiting for the right moment to direct the story. She swallowed. I was scared. No, I said. You were planning. She wiped her cheeks and tried a softer voice again. We can fix this. I shook my head. You can't fix something you didn't respect in the first place. I do respect you, she snapped. I stared at her. Lauren, you don't even speak to me like you like me. She flinched, then tried grabbing my hand. Don't leave. Please. We can go to counseling. We can. I pulled my hand away. I'm not doing the we words with you right now. She followed me toward the hall. Nathan, don't walk away. I turned at the doorway. I'm not walking away. I'm walking forward. You can stay in whatever story you built. I'm not playing a role in it. Her voice cracked. Where are you going? I'm going to work, I said. And later I'm coming back for my things. Not for a talk. Not for closure. For my things. She stood there shaking, eyes wild. You can't just do that. I gave her a small, cold smile. Watch me. When I came back that afternoon, I didn't come alone. Cal drove with me in his old truck, not because I needed protection, but because witnesses change people's behavior. Lauren liked control. Control hates an audience. Cal walked in like he owned the air. Evening. Lauren was in the kitchen, red-eyed, dressed like she'd been crying and rehearsing at the same time. Her tone shifted immediately, sweet, careful. Hi, Nathan, what is this? I set a duffel bag on the counter. This is me picking up my stuff. Cal whistled softly. Nice island. Lauren ignored him. Nathan, can we please talk privately? No, I said. We can talk plainly. That's it. Her eyes darted to Cal, then back to me. You're humiliating me. I shrugged. You're not special enough to humiliate. This is just reality. Cal coughed, like he was trying not to laugh. Lauren glared at him. Who even are you? Cal smiled. Just a guy who likes when people tell the truth. Lauren's cheeks flushed. Nathan, you're doing this to punish me. I lifted an eyebrow. Here we go? Every consequence looks like punishment to someone who's used to getting away with things. She stepped closer. I made a mistake. I started opening drawers calmly, taking my things. Mistakes are accidents. You ran a system. Her voice sharpened. Stop saying that. You didn't want me to know, I said, packing my laptop. That's the only thing you didn't want. Her face changed. Fear, then anger. That's not fair. I looked at her. Fair wasn't invited when you started lying. She tried another approach. Softer. Look, I'll be honest. I panicked. I didn't know whose it was at first, but I was going to figure it out. Cal leaned toward me. That's comforting. Lauren snapped at him. Stay out of this. I didn't even look at Cal. Lauren, you left the test on the washing machine. Her eyes flicked away. I didn't mean to. Sure, I said. And you didn't mean to flip your phone over every time I walk into a room. She squeezed her eyes shut. You're twisting everything. No, I said. I'm finally reading it correctly. She reached for my arm again. Please, let's just sit. 10 minutes. I stepped back. No 10 minutes. No bargaining. Her voice dropped low. So that's it. You're leaving me over a test. I nodded once. I'm leaving because you built a life where I'm the last person to get the truth. Cal's phone buzzed. He looked at it, then at me. You want to see something weird? I paused. What? He turned his screen toward me. Some number I don't know just texted me. They asked if I'm with you. I stared at the screen. Unknown number. Simple message. Are you with Nathan? Need to talk. Lauren noticed. And her face drained like someone pulled a plug. I didn't say anything. I just held my hand out. Cal handed me the phone. I texted back. This is Nathan. Who is this? 3 dots. Then, Eric. I'm sorry. I didn't know she was still with you. Lauren lunged forward. Give me that. Cal stepped between us without touching her. Nope. I looked at Lauren. So that's his name. Her lips trembled. Nathan, please. My phone rang. Same unknown number. I answered. Yeah. A nervous male voice came through. Young. Trying to sound steady and failing. Nathan. Yeah, I said. Eric. I didn't mean for this, he blurted. She told me it was over with you. She said you were basically roommates. I glanced at Lauren. She looked like she wanted to disappear. I kept my voice calm. Talk. Eric swallowed. She said she was going to leave. That she just needed time. And then, she told me she was pregnant. Lauren's eyes snapped to mine, pleading. Eric kept going. And then she started saying it might be yours. Like, she was trying to make it fit. She told me not to tell anyone. She said you'd freak out. I leaned against the counter. Did she now? Eric's voice got smaller. She said if you found out, you might get dangerous. That's her word. She said she needed to protect herself. I stared at Lauren. She shook her head violently, whispering, No, no, no. I spoke into the phone. Anything else? Eric exhaled. She kept telling me she had it handled. That she could make it work. That you'd do the right thing and stay. I nodded slowly. Got it. Lauren tried to speak. Nathan. I cut her off with a raised finger, still on the call. Eric. I appreciate the facts. Don't contact me again. I'm sorry, he said quickly. I didn't know. I believe that, I said. Take care. I hung up and set the phone down. Lauren's voice came out thin. You're going to believe him? Over me. I gave her a look. Over you? Lauren. He has no reason to impress me. You do. Cal muttered. That's brutal. Lauren turned on Cal. Get out. Cal shrugged. Not my house. I zipped my bag. I'm leaving tonight. Her eyes widened. Where are you going? Somewhere quiet, I said. And you're not coming. She grabbed the edge of the island, steadying herself. You can't just abandon me. I lifted my eyebrows. Watch your words. She swallowed. I didn't mean. I know what you mean, I said. You mean your stability, your image, your plan. She started crying again, voice shaking. I love you. I stared at her. You love what I provide. That's not the same thing. I walked toward the door. Cal followed. Lauren rushed after us, barefoot on the tile. Nathan, stop. Please. Don't do this like this. I turned at the doorway. Like what? With facts. She tried to block the door, arms out like a gate. Just one conversation. I stepped slightly to the side, calm. Move. She didn't. Cal cleared his throat. Ma'am. Let him pass. Lauren snapped. Don't call me that. I looked at her. Lauren. Move. She stared at me, then slowly stepped aside, but not before whispering. You're going to regret this. I smiled. No. You are. That night, I didn't sleep in that house. I went to a small rental I'd lined up by the water up in Kentucky, near a quiet lake. Not a dream house. Not a victory lap. Just a place with silence and a door that locked. 2 days later, my phone started buzzing like it was getting paid per notification. Lauren's messages came in waves. First wave, soft. Please let me explain. I'm sorry. I miss you. I made you coffee today, and it felt wrong without you. Cute. Second wave, romantic. I love you. You're my person. I'll do anything. Third wave, irritated. You're really doing this. Everyone thinks you're being cold. This isn't you. That last one always cracks me up. Like she gets to define me. I didn't respond. Then, late afternoon, there was a knock at the door. I opened it, and there she was. Lauren in a neat sweater, hair done, eyes puffy in a controlled way, holding a white envelope like a peace offering. She put on that careful voice again. Nathan, can we talk? I leaned against the doorframe. You're already here, so you're going to talk either way. She held up the envelope. I brought something. I didn't move. Let me guess. A new version. Her eyes flashed, then softened fast. It's not like that. It's always like that, I said. She stepped closer, lowering her voice like we were in a church. I took a test. A real one. And I brought the results. I nodded. And you want me to do what with that? She swallowed, then hit the line like she'd practiced it. It's yours. I swear. I stared at her for a long beat. Then I smiled. Small, calm, almost polite. Lauren took that as hope. I knew you'd hear me. I knew you'd do the right thing. That phrase. The right thing. The way she said it like my responsibility was a lever she could pull. I held my hand out. Give me the envelope. She handed it over like she was handing me my roll back. I didn't open it. I just tapped it against my palm. Eric already told me the truth, I said. Her face went blank. I continued, calm. You lied to him. You lied to me. You used me as cover. You used him as an escape hatch. And when the timeline got messy, you tried to make the numbers match. Her mouth opened, then closed. I nodded toward her car. How many versions did you prepare? 3. 4. Her voice shook. You don't understand. Oh, I understand, I said. You wanted control. You wanted comfort. You wanted your reputation clean. And you wanted me to sign off on all of it. Her eyes filled. I was scared, Nathan. I didn't want to lose you. I tilted my head. Funny way to keep someone. She stepped forward, trying to touch my arm. Please. I cut him off. I swear. I'll prove it. I'll give you my phone. I stepped back. Don't offer me your phone now. You treated it like a vault for months. She flinched. Then she went for sweet again. We can start over. I shook my head. No. Because you're not sorry you did it. You're sorry it didn't land. Her eyes hardened. That's not fair. I shrugged. Neither is lying to two men and calling it stress. She snapped, voice rising. He's obsessed with me. He's trying to ruin me. I laughed once. There it is. He's obsessed. I'm controlling. Anyone who doesn't cooperate becomes the problem. She clenched her jaw. You think you're so perfect. I think I'm done, I said. She stared at me, breathing fast. You're going to leave me like this? You're going to just walk away while I'm pregnant? I nodded once. Yes. Her face twisted. You're cold. No, I said. I'm consistent. She stepped closer, voice sharp now. If you do this, you're going to look like the bad guy. I smiled. I can live with that. Her eyes narrowed. You think you can just disappear? People will ask questions. I leaned in slightly, lowering my voice. Then tell the truth. She scoffed like I'd asked her to fly. You have no idea what you're doing to me. I looked her in the eye. Lauren, you did this to yourself. I'm just refusing to carry it. Her hands shook. You're going to regret it. I shrugged. The only thing I regret is not doing it sooner. She stared at me, stunned, like I'd cut the power to a machine mid-cycle. Then the mask slipped. Her voice went harsh. You think you're better than me? I think I'm better than being lied to, I said. You're not going to get away with this, she hissed. I stepped back and pointed at the driveway. Leave. She stood there, breathing hard, then spat out. You're heartless. I smiled calm. No, I'm just not available. She turned and stormed to her car, tires crunching gravel as she backed out too fast, like rage was driving. I closed the door, locked it, and set the envelope on the table without opening it. Because it didn't matter. 2 hours later, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. The message was short, just a heads up. She's telling people you scared her. Saying you threatened her. Be careful. I stared at the screen, then set the phone down. No panic. No counterattack. No rant. Just confirmation. That was her backup plan. Flip the story, keep her image, make my silence look suspicious. I walked to the window, watched the lake sit there like it had been doing its job for 1,000 years. And I said out loud to an empty room, I'm not playing her games anymore. And that was the end of it. The next week, I didn't check in. I didn't defend myself to a crowd. I didn't chase her version with my version. I handled my life. I changed my mailing address. I updated who had access to what. I moved my important stuff into a small storage unit near the rental. I told my boss I'd be traveling less and working different hours. I stopped showing up to social plans that were built around Lauren's image. When Holly, the friend Lauren always used as her cover, texted me, I answered once. Holly, hey, are you okay? Lauren said things got intense. Me, I'm fine. Holly, she said you got scary. Me, then she should stay away. Holly, that's it. Me, that's it. I wasn't going to argue with a group chat. A month later, life looked different. Not perfect. Better. I found a small place of my own back near Nashville. Nothing fancy, just mine. I got my routine back. Early gym, steady work, weekends with friends who didn't treat my marriage like entertainment. Cal kept me busy at the shop on Saturdays, not because I needed distraction, but because building and fixing things beats talking in circles. And then there was Jenna. Jenna was a grown woman with a job, a sense of humor, and zero interest in drama. I met her at a small community event Cal dragged me to. She didn't ask me to open up like it was a performance. She asked me if I wanted to grab coffee. Normal. I said yes. The first time I told her the short version, she didn't gasp or lecture. She just nodded and said, sounds like you chose peace. Yeah, I said. Finally. As for Lauren, last I heard, she was bouncing between stories, trying to keep her footing. Some people bought her version. Some didn't. Either way, her control didn't reach my front door anymore. That was the real consequence. Not yelling. Not drama. Access denied. And when you deny access to a person who lives on access, they don't know what to do with you. That's when you find out who they really were the whole time. Here's the takeaway, and I'm saying it plainly because grown men don't need poetry. First lesson, patterns matter more than promises. Lauren didn't become different overnight. She changed in small, repeatable ways: privacy, tone, excuses, and that habit of making basic questions sound like crimes. If you keep calling those signals stress, you end up financing your own confusion. Second lesson, don't negotiate for honesty. The moment I found that test, I didn't sit through a long explanation. I didn't ask for reassurance. I stated what I knew and moved. That robbed her of timing, and timing was her whole strategy. When someone is managing the story, your biggest mistake is giving them more time to shape it. Third lesson, initiative beats reaction. I didn't wait for the next insult or the next, you're controlling. I changed access, money, plans, living arrangements, and the format of communication. Quiet actions with real consequences beat loud speeches every time. What would have been a mistake? Endless talks. Trying to be fair to someone who was building a system that only worked for them. Chasing her version with my version, trying to win a crowd. Respect and boundaries are more important than familiar comfort. If you have to beg for basic truth, you're already in the wrong relationship. The win isn't making them understand. The win is removing yourself from the game and building a life where your peace isn't up for negotiation.